The unknown. Contact, the Galactic Trade Federation patrol ship Harmony, drifts through the outer rim of the Centauri system, its crew performing routine scans of the shipping lanes. Captain Voss, a seasoned Altarian officer with blue-tinted skin and 4 arms, reviews the daily reports on his command deck. The bridge is quiet except for the soft hum of systems and occasional beeps from the sensor array. Communications Officer Beck, a young Terran recruit, suddenly straightens at his station. His screens show an anomalous reading, a massive energy signature approaching from deep space. The contact is moving fast, too fast for most known vessels in this sector. "Captain," Beck calls out, his voice tight with concern. "We have an unidentified vessel approaching. It's big, sir, really big." Captain Voss moves to the tactical display, his 4 hands dancing across the controls. The ship appears as a red dot on the holographic map, but the computer cannot match its signature to any known vessel in the Federation database. The energy readings are unlike anything in their records. "Try standard hailing frequencies," Voss orders. "Maybe it's just a new merchant design we haven't cataloged yet." Beck transmits the standard greeting but receives only silence in return. The mysterious ship continues its approach, now close enough for visual confirmation. On the main screen, they see it clearly for the first time. The vessel is unlike anything in Federation space. It has clean angular lines and appears to be made of some dark metallic material that seems to absorb light rather than reflect it. No identifying marks or symbols are visible on its hull. Most disturbing of all, it shows no signs of the typical engine configurations used by any known species. "Computer, run full database scan," Voss commands. "Cross-reference all known ship designs, including military vessels." The computer works for several long minutes before responding with a tone that sends chills through the bridge crew. "No match? Found. Design parameters do not correspond to any known civilization in Federation records." The bridge falls silent. In over 200 years of galactic exploration and trade, the Federation has encountered dozens of species and thousands of ship designs. To find something completely unknown is almost impossible. Lieutenant Ross, the tactical officer, reports from his station. "Captain, the vessel is maintaining course directly toward us. It's not responding to any of our signals, and its weapon status is unclear. I can't identify any obvious weapon systems, but that doesn't mean they're not there." As if responding to their growing concern, the unknown ship suddenly changes course. It moves with impossible precision, adjusting its trajectory without any visible maneuvering thrusters. The ship slides through space like a predator stalking its prey. "Sir," Beck says, his voice barely above a whisper, "I'm picking up energy buildup from multiple points along its hull. It looks like weapon charging signatures, but I've never seen patterns like these." Captain Voss realizes they may have stumbled upon something far more dangerous than a lost merchant vessel. This could be a first contact situation with an unknown hostile species, or worse, it could be some kind of automated war machine left over from an ancient conflict. "All stations, yellow alert," Voss announces. "Raise shields and prepare defensive systems. Send an emergency transmission to Federation Command. Tell them we have encountered an unidentified vessel of unknown origin and may require immediate assistance." The communication officer begins transmitting the distress signal, but before he can finish, something extraordinary happens. The unknown ship's hull begins to shift and change. Panels slide open to reveal rows of weapon emplacements that were completely hidden moments before. The vessel transforms before their eyes from an innocuous transport into what is clearly a heavily armed warship. "Red alert," Voss shouts. "All hands to battle stations." But even as his crew scrambles to respond, Captain Voss knows they are outmatched. Their patrol ship carries only basic defensive systems, designed for police work and customs enforcement, not military engagement. Against this unknown vessel, they would stand little chance in a direct confrontation. The mysterious ship continues its approach, now clearly revealed as a predator. Its weapons are trained directly on the Harmony, and energy readings indicate they are fully charged and ready to fire. The Federation crew can only watch and wait, hoping their emergency transmission reached command before it's too late. As the unknown vessel draws closer, one thing becomes terrifyingly clear. Whoever built this ship designed it specifically for one purpose: war. And now the Galactic Trade Federation is about to discover just how unprepared they are to face an enemy they never knew existed. The bridge crew waits in tense silence, knowing that their next few decisions could determine not just their own fate, but possibly the fate of the entire Federation. The warning shot, the unknown warship, hangs in space like a dark omen, its weapon systems now fully revealed and aimed directly at the Federation patrol ship Harmony. Captain Voss stands rigid on his bridge, watching the tactical display with growing dread. His crew moves with practiced efficiency, but he can see the fear in their eyes. "Distance to target?" Voss asks quietly. 2,000 kilometers in closing, Lieutenant Ross reports from Tactical. They're maintaining a steady approach speed. All their weapons appear to be locked onto us. Communications Officer Beck turns from his station, sweat beading on his forehead despite the cool air on the bridge. "Sir, I'm still getting no response to our hails. Whatever's controlling that ship, it either can't hear us or doesn't want to talk." Voss nods grimly. In his 20 years of service, he has never encountered anything like this. The Federation has established protocols for first contact situations, but those protocols assume the other party is willing to communicate. This ship shows no interest in diplomacy. "Computer," Voss says, "analyze the unknown vessel's weapon systems. Can you determine their capabilities?" "Negative, Captain," the ship's AI responds. "Energy signatures do not match any known weapon types in Federation databases. However, power levels suggest significant destructive capability." Suddenly, the alien vessel does something unexpected. Instead of firing directly at the Harmony, it rotates slightly and aims at a nearby asteroid, roughly the same size as their patrol ship. The weapons fire in perfect unison. The asteroid simply disappears. There's no explosion, no debris field, no trace that it ever existed. One moment it is there, a solid chunk of rock and metal that has orbited this system for millions of years. And the next moment there is only empty space. The bridge of the Harmony falls into stunned silence. Even the constant background hum of the ship's system seems muted by the impossibility of what they have just witnessed. "By the stars," Lieutenant Ross whispers. "What kind of weapons can do that?" Captain Voss feels ice forming in his stomach. The demonstration was clearly intentional. A warning shot designed to show the Federation crew exactly what they are facing. Whoever controls the alien ship wants them to understand that resistance is futile. "Sir," Beck says, his voice shaking slightly, "I'm receiving a transmission. It's not coming through normal channels. Somehow they're broadcasting directly into our communication systems." "Put it through," Voss orders, though every instinct tells him he will not like what he is about to hear. The voice that emerges from the bridge speakers is cold and mechanical, clearly artificial, but with an underlying tone that suggests vast intelligence. It speaks in perfect Federation standard, though there is something unsettling about its pronunciation. "Federation vessel, you have entered restricted space. Your presence here violates territorial boundaries established by superior authority. You will power down all systems and prepare to be boarded." Voss steps forward, his four hands clenched into fists. "This is Captain Voss of the Federation patrol ship Harmony. You are in violation of Galactic Trade Federation space. Identify yourself and state your purpose." The response comes immediately, without hesitation. "We are the instruments of humanity's will. Your Federation's expansion ends here. You have been warned." The word humanity sends a chill through the bridge crew. According to all Federation records, humanity is a primitive species confined to a single world on the outer rim of known space. They have no spacefaring capability beyond basic orbital platforms and are considered centuries away from achieving faster-than-light travel. "That's impossible," Ross mutters. "Humans are barely out of their stone age. They can't even reach their own moon reliably." But even as he speaks, the evidence floats before them in space. The alien ship, the human ship, represents technology far beyond anything the Federation possesses. Their casual destruction of the asteroid proves capabilities that would revolutionize warfare across the galaxy. Sir, Beck reports, I'm detecting multiple contacts approaching from various vectors. They're using some kind of stealth technology. They just appeared on sensors as if they were always there. The tactical display updates to show 6 more vessels, all similar in design to the first, surrounding the Harmony in a perfect formation. They have been completely outmaneuvered without even realizing they were in a trap. The mechanical voice speaks again, and this time there is something almost like amusement in its tone. Captain Voss, your surprise is understandable. Your Federation has spent decades studying humanity, cataloging our limitations, planning for our eventual incorporation into your trade networks. You believed you knew everything about us. A pause, then the voice continues with deadly certainty. You were wrong. The revelation Captain Voss stares at the tactical display in disbelief. 7 human vessels now surround his patrol ship. Their sleek forms a stark contrast to the bulky utilitarian design of Federation ships. Each one appears capable of destroying the Harmony with ease, yet they hold their fire. This has to be some kind of mistake, Lieutenant Ross says quietly. The intelligence reports were clear. Humanity hasn't even achieved fusion power yet. They're still burning fossil fuels on their homeworld. The mechanical voice from the lead human ship seems to hear his comment. Your intelligence reports were accurate, Lieutenant Ross. They were also intentionally misleading. Beck spins around from his communications station. How do they know our names? Our personal files aren't transmitted in standard identification protocols. Because we have been watching you for longer than you realize, the voice responds. Every Federation ship that has entered human space, every probe you have sent to study our world, every communication you have intercepted, we have allowed it all. Captain Voss feels the ground shifting beneath his understanding of the galaxy. That's impossible. Our surveillance technology is the most advanced in known space. No primitive civilization could detect our stealth probes. Primitive. The word hangs in the air like an accusation. Tell me, Captain, what do you know about human military doctrine? Voss searches his memory. Like all Federation officers, he has studied the basic profiles of species in their expansion zone. Humans are aggressive by nature. They have a history of warfare, but their conflicts are limited to their homeworld. They use kinetic weapons and chemical explosives. Nothing that could threaten spacefaring civilizations. Correct, as far as it goes, the voice acknowledges. But you missed the most important aspect of human nature. We are strategists. We plan for conflicts that may not occur for generations. We prepare for enemies we have not yet met. On the main screen, the lead human vessel begins to change again. This time, instead of revealing weapons, panels slide away to show what appears to be observation decks with transparent sections. Through these windows, the Federation crew can see figures moving about, unmistakably human in appearance, but wearing technology that seems decades ahead of anything they should possess. When your first probe entered our solar system 30 years ago, the voice continues, we faced a choice. We could reveal ourselves and demand to be treated as equals, knowing that your Federation would never accept a species they considered inferior. Or we could let you believe what you wanted to believe while we prepared for the inevitable. Beck's hands fly over his console as he tries to process this information. Sir, I'm reviewing our historical records. The first documented contact with humanity was indeed 30 years ago. Our xenobiology teams classified them as pre-industrial, based on surface observations. Surface observations, the human voice repeats with what might be satisfaction. Yes, we made sure you saw exactly what we wanted you to see. Fossil fuel power plants that were actually fusion reactors disguised to produce the right emissions. Signatures. Cities that appeared primitive from orbit, but concealed manufacturing facilities more advanced than your best shipyards. A species that seemed confined to one world, while we were already building fleets in the dark between stars. Lieutenant Ross checks his tactical readings. his face growing pale. "Captain, I'm detecting massive energy signatures throughout this system. Not just from these ships, from installations on asteroids, hidden bases, constructed habitats. This entire region of space has been militarized. The question now," the human voice says, "is what we do with you. Your Federation has spent 3 decades planning for humanity's eventual uplift into galactic civilization. Your trade networks are already prepared to exploit our resources. Your cultural assimilation protocols are designed to gradually erase our identity as we become junior partners in your economic system." Captain Voss tries to maintain his composure, but the implications are staggering. If humanity has been planning for this confrontation for 30 years, if they have been building fleets and establishing military installations while the Federation believed them to be primitive farmers and craftsmen, then everything the Federation thought it knew about the balance of power in this region is wrong. "What do you want?" Voss asks finally. "We want what every species wants, Captain. We want to survive. We want to grow. We want to explore the galaxy and find our place among the stars. The difference is that we refuse to do it as anyone's junior partner." The human ship begins to move closer, its weapons still trained on the Harmony but not yet firing. "Your Federation will learn that humanity cannot be catalogued, cannot be contained, and cannot be underestimated. Today, that education begins." As the captain watches, more human ships begin to decloak throughout the system, revealing the true scope of their preparation. The Federation is about to discover that their plans for human integration were never going to work. Humanity had plans of their own. The demonstration. The human fleet continues to reveal itself throughout the Centauri system, ship after ship decloaking from positions that should have been impossible to reach undetected. Captain Voss counts at least 40 vessels on his tactical display, and the sensors suggest there are more beyond their current range. "Captain," Beck reports from communications, "I'm receiving multiple priority transmissions from Federation Command. They're demanding a full situation report and requesting immediate data on the unknown contacts. Tell them we're still gathering." "Intelligence," Voss replies, though he knows the situation has already spiraled far beyond anything Command could have anticipated. "Do not mention the human connection yet. They won't believe it." The lead human vessel moves into closer formation with the Harmony, close enough that both crews can see each other through their respective viewports. Through the transparent sections of the human ship, Voss can observe their crew moving with calm efficiency. They wear form-fitting uniforms that seem to incorporate technology directly into the fabric, and their equipment appears both familiar and alien at the same time. "Captain Voss," the mechanical voice speaks again, "you seem troubled by what you are learning. Perhaps a demonstration would help clarify the situation." Before Voss can respond, the human ships begin to move in perfect coordination. They spread out through the system, taking positions near various Federation installations, communication relays, automated mining platforms, and navigation beacons. Each human vessel stops precisely 1 kilometer from a Federation facility. "Sir," Lieutenant Ross calls out urgently, "they're targeting our infrastructure. If they destroy those installations, this entire trade route will be shut down for months." "We have no intention of destroying your facilities," the human voice responds, apparently monitoring their communications. "We merely wish to demonstrate the difference between your capabilities and ours." Suddenly, every Federation installation in the system goes dark simultaneously. Not destroyed, not damaged, simply offline. The communication relays stop transmitting, the mining platforms cease operations, and the navigation beacons shut down their guidance signals. "Impossible," Beck whispers. "Those systems have multiple redundancies and isolated power sources. Nothing could shut them all down at once without physical access." "Unless," the human voice says with obvious satisfaction, "you understand their control systems better than their designers do. We have spent 30 years studying your technology, Captain. Every component, every protocol, every security measure. Your systems are as transparent to us as your intentions have always been. On the tactical display, Voss watches as the human ships begin a complex maneuver around the disabled installations. They move with impossible precision, as if each ship knows exactly where the others will be at every moment. No communications pass between them, yet their coordination is perfect. How are they doing that? Ross mutters. Our best fleet formations require constant tactical updates and coordination protocols. Because you think like a federation, the human voice explains. Individual ships, individual crews, individual decisions. We think like humanity, as one species with one purpose. As if to emphasize the point, the human fleet suddenly changes formation. In less than 30 seconds, they transition from a scattered patrol pattern to a defensive sphere formation around the Harmony. The maneuver should have taken minutes to coordinate and execute, even with the Federation's best crews. Captain, Beck says, his voice tight with concern. I'm receiving emergency broadcasts from Federation installations throughout this sector. Every human-inhabited system is reporting similar encounters. Unknown vessels are appearing everywhere humans are supposed to be. The implications hit Voss like a physical blow. This is not an isolated incident. It is a coordinated revelation occurring across hundreds of light-years of space. The Federation is discovering simultaneously that their understanding of humanity is completely wrong. This is happening everywhere, Voss asks. 17 systems so far, Beck confirms, and the reports are consistent. Unknown ships with superior technology, claims of human origin, and demonstrations of capabilities we can't match. The human voice speaks again, and this time there is something almost gentle in its mechanical tone. Captain, we understand your confusion. For 30 years, your species and others in the Federation have seen what you wanted to see. You observed a young species struggling to leave their homeworld, and you made plans accordingly. You never considered that we might be observing. You in return. On the main screen, the Federation installations begin coming back online one by one. Systems that were mysteriously disabled now function perfectly, as if nothing had happened. The demonstration of control is more unsettling than any weapon could have been. Your Federation operates on the assumption that technological advancement follows predictable patterns, the voice continues. You believe that spaceflight requires certain social developments, that advanced weapons necessitate specific industrial capabilities, that faster-than-light travel demands particular scientific understanding. You were not entirely wrong, but you failed to account for human adaptability. The human ships begin to withdraw from their positions around the installations, but their formation around the Harmony remains intact. The message is clear. They can take control of Federation infrastructure at will, but they choose restraint. For now, the new reality 3 hours have passed since the human fleet revealed itself, and Captain Voss feels as though he is living in a completely different galaxy. The bridge of the Harmony buzzes with activity, as his crew processes intelligence reports flowing in from across Federation space. Every update confirms the same impossible truth. Humanity has been playing a game no one else knew was being played. Sir, Communications Officer Beck announces, I have Federation Admiral Kane on priority channel. She's requesting immediate conference. Put her through, Voss orders, straightening his uniform despite knowing the conversation will be unlike any in Federation history. Admiral Kane's image appears on the main screen, her usually composed features showing barely controlled frustration. Behind her, the bridge of her flagship is clearly in a state of high alert, with officers moving urgently between stations. Captain Voss, I need a full briefing on the situation in your sector. Command is receiving reports of unknown vessels throughout human space, but the details are... She pauses, searching for words, difficult to accept. Admiral, I'm afraid the reports are accurate. We are currently surrounded by 7 human vessels demonstrating technology significantly superior to our own. They have shown the ability to disable our infrastructure at will and claim to have been monitoring Federation activities for 30 years. Kane's expression shifts from frustration to disbelief. Captain, that's impossible. Our intelligence on humanity is comprehensive. They barely have orbital capability. Before Voss can respond, the familiar mechanical voice of the human fleet, Commander, fills the bridge. Admiral Kane, your intelligence is both accurate and completely inadequate. Kane stares at the screen in shock. Who is this? How are you accessing this secured channel? I am Commander Alpha of the human fleet. As for your secured channels, there is no such thing as security when your opponent has spent decades studying your communication protocols. The Admiral's face hardens. I don't know what kind of deception you're attempting, but humanity lacks the capability for interstellar flight. Our surveys confirm this. Your surveys confirm what we wanted you to see. Commander Alpha replies calmly. Tell me, Admiral, in all your years of Federation expansion, how many species have you encountered? That truly surprised you? Kane considers the question. Technological development follows predictable patterns. Species advance through recognizable stages. There are no surprises if you understand the fundamentals. Exactly. And that assumption has been your greatest weakness. On the tactical display, Voss watches as more human ships continue to decloak throughout the system. The number has now reached over 60 vessels, each one representing technology the Federation cannot match. Commander Alpha, Voss interjects. What happens now? Your demonstration has made your capabilities clear. What are your intentions regarding the Federation? Our intentions are simple, Captain. We intend to exist as equals in this galaxy, not as subjects of Federation expansion. For 30 years, we have watched your species and others make plans for our future, plans that never included our own choices in the matter. Admiral Kane leans forward. The Federation doesn't operate through conquest. We offer partnership, trade, and technological exchange. Species benefit from joining our community. On your terms, Commander Alpha responds, following your economic models, adopting your social structures, gradually losing their unique characteristics as they become part of your standardized galactic culture. We have observed this process with 17 species over the past century. Becky turns from his station. Sir, I'm receiving reports from Federation headquarters. Human ships are appearing throughout the galaxy, not just in their local region. They're taking positions near major trade routes, military installations, and population centers. The scope of the revelation continues to expand. Voss realizes they are witnessing the emergence of not just a new spacefaring species, but a new galactic power that has been preparing for this moment for decades. This is a coordinated action across hundreds of systems, Admiral Kane says, her voice tight with controlled anger. How long have you been planning this? Since your first probe entered our solar system, Commander Alpha answers. We immediately understood that contact with galactic civilization was inevitable. We also understood that we could either be absorbed into your Federation as junior partners, or we could ensure that when contact occurred, it would be between equals. The human fleet begins to move again, not threateningly, but with clear purpose. They take positions throughout the system that effectively control all major traffic lanes, while remaining just outside the range that would trigger automatic defensive responses. The galaxy has operated under certain assumptions for centuries, Commander Alpha continues. That technological development is predictable, that superior civilizations guide inferior ones, that expansion occurs through established patterns. Today, those assumptions change. What do you want from us? Kane asks finally. Recognition, respect, and the understanding that humanity will chart its own course among the stars. Your Federation is welcome to coexist with us as neighbors, but we will not be managed, guided, or absorbed. As the conversation continues, Voss realizes he is witnessing a fundamental shift in galactic politics. The age of Federation expansion may be ending, and the age of human independence has begun. The galaxy will never be the same.